It is an honor, and I have to say it's really quite a personal honor, to introduce our third speaker of the evening, Imam Makram Nu'man El-Amin. And Makram El-Amin is the resident Imam of Masjid An-Nur in North Minneapolis. The second of 5 children, Makram was born in Chicago and has resided in Minneapolis since 1976. Makram graduated from North High School in 1988 and attended Olive Harvey College in Chicago, Illinois, and the University of Minnesota. In September of 1996, Makram was overwhelmingly ratified as the youngest resident imam of Masjid An-Nur. Makram and his wife Sharon have 3 children, Rahima, Malik, and Nasir. Please welcome Imam Makram El-Amin.
Good evening. It's traditional for Muslims. We begin recognizing God. We say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, and that is with God's name, the merciful benefactor, the merciful redeemer. And it also is traditional for us to greet you in peace. And I greet you, Assalamu alaikum. And that is, may God's peace be upon you. It is a greeting, but it also is, in Islamic understanding, it is also a prayer. It is a prayer that even as we greet one another, we are actually offering a prayer or a blessing on each other all the time. So it has great meaning. It means much more than hello or hi and that sort of thing, but it is a powerful statement of faith shared between 2 individuals that is a staple in Islamic tradition. I first want to say it's an honor to be here as a guest of the Niagara Foundation. We're very much aware of the works of your works, and as we transition from Northern Light Society to Niagara Foundation and all of the work and the tireless work you do for understanding between human beings, which is really the most important work that we can really be about in this day and age. It is our belief that over time, our labels and our distinctions in terms of whether they be ethnic, religious, or otherwise, will become less significant. And we're really moving, the world is moving to what we call value-based relationships. Value-based relationships. So we are thankful to share in this opportunity to have a few moments of your time. I was sitting thinking, after the 2 speakers who preceded me had spoken, you know how when you're the last one, I ended up making other notes, and then I crumpled this one up a little bit, and I said, well, maybe I'll start all over, maybe I won't do this, and but then I had to kind of straighten back out and try to go back and salvage a few little things here. But I'll share some things about fasting and its meaning and etc. But I first just recall as a young boy in my parents' home, them getting up here early in the morning. Maybe I was maybe 8 or something like that, and I was amazed at my father, who also was a leader of a Muslim congregation, and he would tell me about fasting and try to impress upon me its importance and the like. But I'm 8 years old. It's cartoons to watch. It's balls to throw. It's things to do. And so he was in Islamic understanding. Fasting begins as an obligation upon you at puberty. At puberty. So and once he explained to me what puberty meant, I figured out I had a couple more years. I had a couple more years yet, so I knew that by his own teaching, my father that is, that he couldn't force me to do it, right? So, but nonetheless, he strongly encouraged me, right? And so we would, I would get up early in the morning before the sun would rise, and we would, eat, maybe a bowl of cereal, something very light, and then we would go about our day. And I was fasting, I was doing good, and fasting, in between snacks, and in between drinks, and so I was fasting really good, and things were happening, and this fasting not so bad, not so bad, And then he reminded me, that means you cannot eat anything. That means that. So then once I got an understanding about that, that was an awakening for me. It was an awakening. But I remember one time in particular. Because even we do this now with our children, we say if it's too difficult for you to fast the whole day, then give up something. Give up something. Fasting is about denying, it's about holding yourself back for a betterment. So what are you prepared to give up, And my father, I remember one time he gave me a little pack of cookies. He gave them to me while I was fasting, Yeah, that's what I thought too. I thought the same thing. I was like, yeah, what is this? So he said, you put this is the goal, you fast, you put this, away, and then when we break our fast, then you can go. You can go have it. It'll be your reward. It'll be your reward. Well, I started to, get a little, my whereabouts about me, and the fast was going on, and I completed the day. I completed the day, and I felt very good about that, And this was back, I was very young, so the days were long like they are right now. They were long days and short nights. So when it was time to break the fast, we would eat, and you always think, oh man, I'm going to eat everything. Oh, I just can't wait. I'm going to eat everything, but your stomach shrinks, So a small portion is enough, and it fills you up. So there were days that had gone by, and I had these cookies kind of tucked away in my drawer. And I would break the fast, and we would eat something. I'd be so full, and then we prayed more. Then we go to sleep, and I would forget to eat the cookies. and I would never remember until about 12 noon the next day. The sun's out, I couldn't eat. So I'm looking at these cookies, and that went on for about a week. I just kept forgetting, but finally I conquered the cookies. I got them. But nonetheless, it was in that time that I began to understand and really appreciate, what fasting was. Fasting became a goal. It was a goal for me as a child to do this, and not for all of the spiritual reasons, because I was too young to understand that fully at that time, but more so as an accomplishment at a very young age. And even now, my sons. Now they've come up and they fast. The older one does. The other one, he fasts in between snacks. That kind of deals. But nonetheless, he's striving, and I just have that appreciation because that was me at one time. So fasting has a very, very personal relevance and significance in my life. But we go to the tradition for Islam and fasting. God says, "O you of faith, O you of faith, fasting is prescribed to you as it was prescribed to those before you, that you may learn self-restraint, that you may learn self-discipline." So here, in this short passage of the Quran, the Holy Book for Muslims, God is saying to us that it is a prescription for us. It's like a healing, a medicine, an aid to help us, to assist us. And also, what it says is that it was prescribed to you as it was prescribed to those before you. So fasting was not a new thing, not an invention of Islam. It was not. It was something that really that brings us in line also with our other communities of faith, our brothers and sisters in faith. In fact, in 2007,